of employed person and a businessman. Na hii kitu itanichokecha hii kwanza kubeba. Anyway. Because nimezoea bila. So just like our pastor said, it is true. I train in this country. It is true. In fact, I came last night. Ni vizuri kwanza hivyo. Ndio watu wa confirm. This country is undergoing the digitalization of the land processes, large registry. Na ndio hiyo una jana recognize that the business is a very important thing in this life. It is the engine in this life, and they want to make it easy. Like now, if I want to trade with my rad, if I want now to mortgage my rad, I don't require the business, the bank to tell me, we fanya hivi, enda kwa Ministry of Land. Na ukienda kwa Ministry of Land for that charge or such, enda hapo ugoje miezi 6. Can you imagine? You want money to start a business like the business people here, and you have your land as the security, where you want to go, get some loan from the bank so that you can do that supermarket, you can do that salon very well. But again, you are told to wait for 6 months. Is the opportunity going to wait you for 6 months? Today now, with that digitization process, na hawakunituma nipige trumpet, but I'm just informing you. With that now, I just need my phone, go to my bank manager with this phone, and I tell him that my LNAL number is this one, or my person number is this, and this is the land I want to use as security. Then from where he sits, he checks, and is able to, it is linked with the Ministry of Land, can be able to see and check and see, oh, this is the owner of this land. It has no encumbrances, it's not been charged somewhere, and therefore how much do you want? Can you imagine how much do you want? So that is how much even our government is looking at making it easy for business people to work. However, we may not be in a position to do business until we understand what business is, isn't it? So what is business? Tuanzie hapo. Watu huongea mambo ya biashara. What is business? And whoever gets that right is always rewarded by this team. What is business? Ama tumekuja leo ndio tuijue. Kwa hivyo wewe endelea na malecture. It is an interactive session for it to be. Yes, sir. Sorry? The art of buying and selling. Thank you for the trial. There is something that is missing to be called a business. Yes, Mercy. Yes. Yule tu atapata. Yes, sir. Shout loudly. Yes. Yes. Lakini kuna kitu ingine. Yes, sir. Yes. It's an income generator. Huyu ameigiza tu pesa, hata yeye yako karibu, kuna kitu kidogo. Yes. Goods and money. Kuna tajwa tu pesa, hizi vitu zitakuja kupeanwa. Kama kumetajwa pesa, what is business? Everybody is to meet the consumer needs. Munaendelea mukielaborate. This one we are going to write a book after this. Sarah? Yes. All those. Do you know that? All what you have said, have you rewarded Pastor? It is true. All those definitions are good. But when you are in business, as somebody has said, it is the art of selling goods and services with the intention of profit. Hapa tumeshika. So if you are doing business and you are not getting profit, then you are not in business, you are in something else. That's the starting point. So for every business we are talking about, yes, it is art. I agree with the people. Exchange of goods and services with the intention of making profit. You too. I know we have social scientists here. We shall go further and see it is not only profit, it is changing the world. But for business first, it is about profit. Before we come to changing the world, you must earn money. So kama umeingia hapa na ulikuwa unafanya biashara na unasema tu mimi nikusaidia watu, lazima ikupatie profit. So the word profit must come into play for a business. The other thing that you need to underline there is goods and services. And this is where now a challenge starts to set in place. Goods and services. I think from where we sit, before you start a business, you need to understand it's about goods and services. Are you a goods person? Are you a service person? Tujibu hiyo swali, muhubiriane hapo. Wewe, are you a goods person or a service person? Why is it important to know this? Listen, it is important because you'll find people are starting businesses for service. The others who are starting businesses for goods. Tuko pamoja. You start business dealing with service. Another one start business dealing with goods. Are you a goods person or a service person? Ulizaneni hapo. All right, amekwambia didi. So one of the first secrets that for us, those who have not yet started a business that you need to understand is to understand yourself. Am I a goods person or am I a service person? Why? Because that direct you, I will start a business for service. I'll start a business for goods. And that's why you'll find some people who are a goods people, they start a business of buying and selling things, they excel within a year. And a service person, who is a service person, start a service business and excel within a year. But you find if you are a goods person, and then you start a service business, unasubuana naye mwaka, miaka mbili, miaka tatu, umesimama, miaka wanne, bado unasema tuko biashara hakatebei. I remember one person, one shopkeeper in my home area. He used to be a tailor. Maybe Mr. Deritu anaweza mjua wage chogo. He used to be a tailor. So during our time, he was making clothes. He was doing tailoring business. Peke yake. Tukamaliza shule doing tailoring business. Peke yake. Tukakuja Nairobi doing tailoring business. Akakufa doing tailoring business. Why is it not growing to become a wholesale or to become a good, a big tailoring business with there? We shall come to the reason. So once you understand, and this is where now you start looking at yourself as an individual. Am I a goods person? am I a service person? So that if you're a service person, you pick the business that resonates with you. That's the starting point. Second point is that for us to succeed in business, there are some characteristics that we need to know, to have ourselves. There are some characteristics. For us to scale up the business, for those who are already in business, we are looking at the business in two facets. One, business for scaling up, and business for starting up. Those who have not started, you want to start. And those who already have the business, you want to scale it up to the next level. Let's first of all see why some businesses are stuck in one position, year 1, year 2, year 50. Mpaka ukipita hapa ni watu tu ndawabia wewe ni mwanabiashara. Hawaoni wewe ni mwanabiashara, by the way. Ni uwaambie mimi I do business. Wakikuangalia hivi hata wanakuhurumia. Kweli uko kwa biashara. Because as a business person, it needs to be telling even by the eye that this is a person. So what are those things that will really make you succeed in doing business or scaling up your business? Again, tuhubiriane. What are those things that really have? And let me first of all make a disclaimer. That for you to know you are a good person or a service person, can everybody do business, by the way? Can anybody do business? Can everybody do business? Everybody. So if you agree with me that everybody can be a business person, nione na mkono juu mko wengi. Wengine wako hapa na mko klasi ya business na mnasema huwezi fanya biashara. Sasa ninafanya nini hapa? I am not testing a question ya kuwatupa nje, but everybody in this room has the capacity and the capability of doing business. So that is the starting point. So those historical injustices that tell you kwenu, wengine wanajiuliza kwetu, nani amewahi jaribu biashara? Sasa the story is telling you nobody has ever done business in your lineage, in your family. Babako alikuwa mwalimu na akamaliza akalitaya akuwa mwalimu, ama alikuwa which other person? Alikuwa daktari akamaliza. Unasikia vile nasema? Alikuwa mwalimu, alikuwa daktari, alikuwa alikuwa polisi, amemaliza. Everybody can do business. And you know what we are mentioning? We are mentioning businesses, even those ones. All those we are mentioning businesses. What are we saying? If I was a teacher, or I am a teacher, and I resonate very well with the teaching, and I know I am a service person for teaching, then doing a teaching business will be a great business for me. What does that mean? Then we need to look at ourselves and look at those characteristics that can make us scale up our business or start our business by first of all understanding ourselves. Tumeelewa hapo? We first of all need to understand ourselves. The greatest thing that obstructs us from becoming is the mindset. Na hiyo ndio sasa ile tutakuja kuanza kufanya kuchanganya. The mindset is the big challenge. So let me ask you, what is that in you? What is that in you that you can mine and become a business person, or you can mine and scale up your business? Kwanza nikupatie dakika moja wewe ujiogereche, ingia huko ndani. Igia huko kwako. What is that you can mine to bring out a business? Then I'll show you something. Umejiangalia? So you will find within ourselves there are people who want to start a business just to survive. Wacha wewe nianze haka angalau kanipatie food. I am challenging you as we go along. Don't think of starting a business. Don't think of starting a business to survive. Don't think of starting a business to. Think of starting a business to do what? Yule atapata hiyo ni zawadi. Yes. To make profit, that can be. But I want a greater word. Sasa hii ni ya ile kali kabisa. Wow, that is the word I'm looking for. Mpatie hiyo. Think of doing a business to thrive. And you see the difference. Think of doing a business to thrive. One of the mindsets, especially in Kenya, in Africa, that we do have, we start businesses with this thinking in mind. Agalao, kawe kakinipatia agalao ya mkate. Agalao ya masiwa. Agalao watoto waende wakafanye nini? Wakasome. Hiyo ingine, and especially us who are born again. Agalao awe uko na chakula, juu utajiri wetu hauko hapa, uko wapi? Na tunamtegemea nani? Hata unaanza kuangalia pande hiyo. This is the mindset we need to challenge ourselves, especially Christians. That we are going to start businesses not only to survive, but to thrive. And those are the mindsets now we start canceling the element of talking of hustle. You are not a hustler. I don't want you to go down, but I will ask somebody to stop those thinking that when you are saying you are a hustler, already the mindset imekuambia whatever you do wewe, ujue it was meant for some other people, it was not meant for me, and that is why we don't scale up our businesses. That's why we don't scale up our businesses. Now, however, much as you are starting businesses to survive, to thrive, then it takes sacrifice. There's a price to pay. There is a price to pay. And the price to pay is sacrifice. Today, I'm so excited, and I can see serious people, that 6 people were seated here. This is a sign of the sacrifice that you have to make for you to become. And one of the benefits, one of the key things, by the end of this program, we will look at 3 key things that help to unlock businesses, even for those who are business illiterate. 3. By the end of the day, we must answer those key things, 3 keys. Tuende na hizo funguo 3 ambao hizi nikisifuata kabisa, my business will thrive, not survive. 3, munikumbushe nisisahau. Funguo gapi? 3. Haziko funguo mingi, ni gapi? 3. And then once you pick those ones, then you'll be a great businessman. Sasa wewe unatuambia hivyo, wewe ni mwanabiashara. Yes, ni vizuri tujibiane hivyo. So it takes sacrifice, it takes focus, and it also takes resilience. And why do some people start business and they remain with that business year in, year out without making head on, and others start within 1 year tunaanza kusema hiyo pesa labda ametoa kwa, especially as Christians. Sasa leo tutajiigiria kama wa Kristo. Because if there are people who require to be billionaires are Christians. Why? Because we understand the word of God. And when we talk of the word of God, we also say we can do all. So where are those all things if we are the people calling ourselves hustlers? Are we doubting the word of God that we can do all? Then we are the people who, again now, we are under the command of those people who don't understand, who don't understand the word. We are employed by those people. Tumeandikwa na wale ambao hawaelewi Biblia, na sisi ambao tunaelewa kinagaubaga, tunakubali tuitwe hustler. I think it is the high time we challenge ourselves, and it's not just saying. These are the sciences that we need to come up with after this program. So now, we have to understand that for us to have these businesses, to know this business. Why one business starts and doesn't thrive? It's because some people start with the mindset, and when you find that umeanza biashara na ni wewe peke yako, kwanza ninaonanga watu wa butchery anasema hii butchery usipoanza wewe mwenyewe ujiuzie, nyama itaibiwa, nyama itaenda. Wewe umeanza salon na unasema lazima ujifanyie wewe mwenyewe, ndio hii kitu kwanza kwa upande wa saduku watu wasichike. Then you are not a businessman, you are self-employed. Tuchike sasa. You are self-employed. You are not a businessman. So if you have a business and you are the only one in that business, na ni wewe unasema ujifanyie, uko na matatu ni wewe unajipelekea, uko na Uber ni wewe uko naye, you are not a business person, you are self. Now we need to introduce somebody here called entrepreneur. Who are the people we want to create here? And who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur will come up with a great idea, start a business, take all the risk. In 1 year, 2 years, he's not doing alone. He has 5 people, he has 6 people, he is growing to 7 people, 8 people, 20 people. He is changing the world. So kwanza tumeze hiyo. Are you self-employed or are you a business person? Are you self-employed or are you an entrepreneur? Where would you like to be? And therefore, when you start a business with no intention of scaling it up, then there is a challenge. And what is that forces us to scale up our businesses? Right now, if you look at our church, it has something we are calling the Church of Choice, Transforming and Empowering Mankind. That's an example. What is that? Don't speak in tongues. So what is that? A vision. So in any business, for it to succeed, from being a self-employed to a big enterprise, you must have something I'm calling a. So jiulize vision yako ni gani? Wewe mwenyewe, I give you another minute. What's your vision? Where are you taking yourself? Where are you taking your family? And it's the same place that you are going to take the business. Aya. What's your vision? Where are you taking yourself? Where are you taking the family? Please, look at yourself. It's a serious conversation internally. It's a serious conversation. Ni kama tu ile ya kuokoka. Sasa jiulize, if you are interested in business, where is your vision? Where are you taking your family, yourself? Because it will inform the business you are going to start or to scale up to the extent you want. Nimekupatia dakika ingine. Haya, utaendelea tu ukijiuliza, because what is standing between you and a big enterprise that you can be going around the country, around Africa, and the world is your vision. There's some of us not here. Let me give example of other churches. Juu sisi ni wazuri, isn't it? Nitapeana examples za kuingine usiseme alikuja asubuhi kutuigilia. But there are some of us whose vision is just 1 year. Ama sio 1 year, bora food ya leo mimi nipate, utajiri tena narudia iko wapi? And this is where we hide about ourselves. And therefore that is why you can't scale up yourself from that small kiosk. When you talk of a permanent building, unaona imeanza kuleta. Sasa ikiingia sasa nyumba permanent itakuwa nini? Itakuwa challenge, rent itatoka wapi? Again you start doubting the same God who you say you can do all things. Unaona sasa huwezi. And this is what holds us, and especially as Christians, this is what holds us. We don't expand our vision. We don't expand our vision. Right now, when you want to start that business, you only want to operate around utawala. You want to operate around utawala. Kwa nini? Hapa ndio najulikana, by the way. Na ni karibu na church. Na wale wanaweza nunua ni watu wa church. Hapana, unasema niende Kariobagi ama niende Buruburu. Entrepreneurs are people who look for new ideas, wherever they are, and they go for them. Let me give you an example. Pandemic came, and all of us were affected. In fact, there are some of us who lost jobs. Na tuko hapa, si ndio? Labda tuko hapa, tumekuja kwa hii program, angalau tumasajiwe, tuabiwe, tuko chini, tuliaguchwa na pandemic, ndio maana tunalia. Tunakulilia Mungu. Let me tell you, the crying should stop. Why? During the same time, Zoom themselves, you've heard of Zoom. By the time they were starting in March, they had only 10 million subscribers. 10 million. And you can Google. By the time we were hitting September, there were 300 million meetings happening. 300 million. So they made 300% increment. At the time of us crying to Meaguka, some people were making money from 10 million to 300 million all the way. And they were not the only one. We have the Teams, the Microsoft Teams. We had others. So tukiria, others were smiling all the way to the bank. Na hapa, nani huyo ndio walifurahi all the way to the bank? So you can imagine. And it is not only there, by the way. It's not only there. Even in our own local businesses, there are some people. And we had our own example. Mr. Jello, are you in the house? Jello, uko hapa? Ayuko? Amenda, bank labda. Our own example. Let me give the example of Jello, and I have his authority because I had asked him. Because it's sometimes tunaweza sema ni America, wao wako na nini. We just want to compare the visions and the visions of other countries. I'm going to unleash some other examples. Jello, when the pandemic hit, most of you have bought fruits from him, isn't it? He is in events and events management, isn't it? And you know we were hit hard, those who are in events. So badala ya kulia na kuenda labda kwa pastor, niobe pastor, juu kama events inakufa, ujue sasa sisi ni moja wa wale watakuwa wakisaidiwa kupewa chakula ile imeletwa na development committee. So otherwise sisi tutaumia. So what did he do? He decided to remove to prepare the same vehicle that was carrying tents at the seats. He used the same vehicle to carry bananas, oranges. And listen to another one of an entrepreneur. And instead of waiting for people to come, atagaze huko ninauza madizi, he decided to go to the people. Ninauza. So he stepped out of that crying and said, this is also another opportunity that I'm going to mine out of this pandemic, and I'm going to sell door to door. Door to door, you know, for the convenience. One of the things that is making businesses now do very well is not about the product, as we shall see. It is your ability to manage people and ability to meet the customer needs that you said. So he decided. One of the challenges is that he understood the science. Maybe he was doing out of maybe challenge. But he understood that people are indoors. Watu wako nyumbani. Because sasa you can't move around. And for that reason, because people are indoors and they are not able to move around easily, let me go to where they are. So he decided to take it. And I'm sure every day if he was here to share his secret, he was doing great business. And I talked to him, he said, in fact, it is something that he can't stop even if the events come back again. What are we saying? Na wewe, si wewe, na watu wengine, wa church zingine, walikuwa wanalia hii sasa imetuangamiza, imetumaliza. Whereas some other people, so what he needs now is to understand the science of scaling up such a business. What do I need? Supposing I start refrigerating, such that now I can not only be selling in Utawala, I get a refrigerated car that I will sell not only in Utawala, I will go to Buruburu. The fruits are not getting bad. I will also go to Airways. I will go to Katani. I will also do something to understand the market dynamics, not only to sell around here. Those are the challenges we need to put into our mindset. Tumeshika? So, Julie, share now that you know, please get 1 second, 10 second, 10 second na yule mwingine 10 second, you share your vision, because here we are a team with that person. What vision do you have? Why are we saying we share? Listen to this. Because once you share your vision with the right people or with such a community, they help you build on that and it becomes expansive. If he sat with this vision, for instance, I remember talking to him when he was telling us about the vision of the church. And he was very, very, very categorical that it needs to transform and empower. And what we are doing actually now, it is in line with the vision that he has over the congregants. Kama mnafikiria hapa ni kuaguka tu hivi tumekuja, he is also pursuing his vision to see everybody here transformed and empowered. Tupigia yeye makofi. Yes. So for his vision, it is continuing to be actualized. Why? Because we want the whole of congregation in Africa and beyond to be transformed and to be empowered. So he is attuned to what we are doing now. So jiulize wewe, tafadhali nakuba, we challenge each other. Chair. All right. Stop. Psst. Watch out. Do you know why I'm stopping before you even finish? Because after this, there are some people who will join together and form companies. Hapa. So ni vizuri, here we are coming to network now. We need to start mining the knowledges and the resources that are within this church. Very important. And we shall see how those numbers will help us. So I am stopping it as fast so that now, kama kuna mahali hakumaliza utamtafuta amalize. If it is attuned with your line, then we'll work together. Because the difference between scaling up our business or starting up our business is the vision we hold. That's number one. Pre-slide, vision. So you need to look at your vision. Very important. The second thing is your deep passion for what you do. Deep passion of what you do. The other one is the deep passion of what you do. And that is why I asked you the very first question. Are you a goods person? Are you a service person? What is resonating with your heart? Because ukianza, nimeona. Let me give you an example. The dollar. The dollar. 1996. Is it 1996? No, 1993. There was a guy from our village. Again, Mr. Delito knows him. He was called Wajau. Wajau. He started a butchery. Done very well. He has always been a butchery person. He started very well. It started within 1 year because his herds at the meat at the cows, it's like the anointed herds, Zanyama. Within 1 year, he had started another branch of butchery. Hey, another great friend of him from the village who was a photographer, Choba, was a photographer and was a great friend of Wajau, came to Nairobi to visit Wajau, and so Wajau is doing extremely well in the butchery business. So he decided to forego his photography business and started his butchery. And actually he started almost next to Wajau so that he can go at the benchmark and then come and sell his. Go at the benchmark again, come and sell. But within another short time, Wajau had started another butchery, I think another phase. His akianza na kilo 100, the following week anasema zimekauka, zote zimekauka, sasa amerudi kwa 80. The following week anasikia pale nyama zinaendelea kwa Wajau yake, sasa imerudi chini, anauza 50. Upande moja wa ng'ombe haiichi. What is the difference there? And eventually he had to close down. And Wajau had to continue. In fact, he shifted from there to another place, even in the village, and doing the same. So what is the difference here? He is a good person, and he knows his good very well is nyama. And it is in him, anaelewa ni nyama. Na mimi ni mtu wa kuuza nyama. Wewe wa kamera, umekuja pande ya nyama. Sasa ni lazima itaaguka kwa ukweli. That's a typical example. And therefore, you need to know what resonates with your heart when you are starting a business. And this is where we go along. And especially us, wale ambao miaka tumesukuma, we are about to retire. When I retire, or not even retiring, even those who are working, you want a side hustle, as you are calling it, which we want to cancel from today. You want a side business, a side enterprise. You start an enterprise that does not resonate with your heart. Unasikia? Matatu siku hizi zinabakisha. Sijui nasema zinabakisha na kuambia. Sasa wewe unaigia matatu. Juu umeambiwa zinabaki. Na wewe you are an accountant. Instead of starting an audit firm, whereby you will be consulting with auditing. Because that is your line and what you are used to. Kazi yako ni ya hesabu. And therefore, when you start auditing, then you will excel. Wewe umekuja kwa matatu. Wajamaa wakwambia Buda leo wako kwa diga. Leo tutamuonyesha, au sio? Ikianza kuondoka, ukidodoa, tuanze kuondoka. Ukanyangie kama mguu iko chini. Anakuja kutukatisia pozi, au sio? Anatukatizia. Tutamanga nini jioni? So, jamaa wewe unakuja hapo, gari napigwa upande, sasa wewe ndiye huyo chini. Wanakuja wanasema pole, na unakaa kwa kiti yako ile ya nyuma na kitu yako, like E3, they have a counter. Something they press like this, mtu akitoka, they count 1, 1. I don't know whether it's still there. They used to have a counter. Kama hivyo, unaweka chini. So, unaaguchwa. Na tena, bado watakuibia. Why? Because it's not your business. And therefore, please, that's why we need to character assassinate ourselves and look what is really resonating with our heart. And you will excel. And what happens when you do something that resonates with your heart, you will do it to the last. It is just like even choosing careers. For those who are in careers, when you choose a career that is not resonating with your heart, you will just be there to do the bare minimum. You'll be doing the bare minimum. Ni kuingia tu kulipwa. Ya kulipwa. Agarau mimi napata tu ya loan ni sawa. Yesu ni bwa. Tunangojea wapi? But when you do something that resonates with your heart, whether they pay you or they don't pay you, let me give you an example. I lecture in Karatina University. And 5 years, my wife is here, I can confirm, 5 years down the line, sikuwa nimelipwa. Na bado ninaenda. Every morning, every Saturday or Saturday, ninaenda. 5 years bila dululu. Sasa watu 5 years. So wale ambao who are not resonating, watu wanatunyanyasa. Hii kitu nitakuja kuacha. I remember I had a colleague from Thika, hii kitu nitakuja kuacha. Kwani wanafikiria natoa fare wapi? I am fueling my car all the way there. Why? Because sharing knowledge resonates with my heart. And therefore, I will not see the obstacle of whether being paid or not being paid. And you know what? Because it resonates with your heart, with my heart, within the same class, one of the students I was teaching was a manager in a dairy farm. And he liked what we were sharing so much, he said, sasa kuja uniokoe kwa hii kampuni. It's a dairy farm. Tuko chini kuja utuokoe. And we went and started reforming the dairy. In fact, the money I was waiting to be paid by Karatina nililipwa na hiyo kampuni mara 3. So what are we saying? I know some of us may not resonate with that, but what I'm saying, that because I'm following my passion, within the same passion, you get somebody unalipwa pesa hata zaidi na wengine because you are following your passion. When I'm doing this, I may not even check about time. So it is you now ask yourself, what is that? And when you start a business in that line, it will help you. 1990 what? 1997. My wife came to Nairobi. Ako hapa. Let me share the story. Dio kama kuna kukataa, asi yako hapo. We came to Nairobi. She came to Nairobi. I was in Nairobi. She came to Nairobi. And we said, this is after going to visiting my friend, whose wife was doing very well in terms of selling goods. Selling goods. And I saw, hey, she's doing very well. This can be done by my wife also. But I didn't also know, they had also the secret that they were connecting so much. So I'm saying, please get the story. They were also connecting with the husband very well, and they were doing the business of selling goods. So she came and agreed to enter into the business of selling goods. Kumbe ni mimi nilikuwa namweka, ndio alikuwa nataka. Within 1 year, she had opened, after, it was a kiosk by the way, but within 1 year, she had opened another branch. Within another year, she had opened another branch. So what are we saying? When you do something that resonates with you, you will just expand and expand. I can tell you, our first car, we got from, part of the money we got from the shop that she was selling. Part of it, we got it from there. Why? Because it is resonating. And even to date, ndio biashara ile anafanya. So when you do something that resonates, you will get consolation. When you do a business of selling goods, and it is the one resonating with your heart, you will do it very well. So ask yourself, what is that you are doing? Passion. Very important. Passion. The second thing that you need to have, what is that other thing you think, other than passion and vision, that you must have as a business person that will help scale up your business or startup? Determination. Yes, you need also to be very determined. Niko na vision, ninalenga hivi. Ninalenga hivi. Hata kama kwetu imesemekana hakuna mtu amewahi nunua ndege, mimi nitanunua ndege. Kama kusema hivyo, ninaona watu wanasema hiyo ni kastori, by the way. I will show you somebody who said that. Kulenga hivi, you are so determined, no matter the odds, no matter what, I am going to make it. Some people even go, I will fake it and fake it until I... Determination. Very important. Wewe unaanza hapa leo, hii ni ya kuuza maji. Unakaa unaambiwa, haya, umeanza ya maji. Hujui inaenda pamoja na queen cake. Queen cake, unaacha hiyo, unaenda ya queen cake. Queen cake unaanza saa hii na watu kwanza, they are very concerned about their health. Uza aloe vera. Aya, unaacha aloe vera, unaenda kwa aloe vera. Aloe vera ndio inaenda, by the way. Ukijipaka hata uso iko sawa. Unaacha aloe vera, unaambiwa, aya, now watu wanapelekewa nyumbani. Unaanza sasa kutafuta ya kuwapelekea nyumbani na si aloe vera. So that way you will find there are some people who have opened maybe 7-8 businesses in a year. Na zote unaenda unafuga hiyo, unafugua ingine, unafuga, unaenda unafugua ingine, unafuga. Why? You have not understood whether you are a good person, you are a service person, you don't have a passion, you don't have determination. Another factor that you may consider, uko nyumba tunafika, yes. Ati? Discipline, wonderful. Hey. I'll give an example of that. Discipline. Mimi nikienda kwa duka ya my wife, tuchukue soda, niseme patia watu soda. Tunapewa, ni kweli. Lakini naona na ni kwangu. Unawekewa mkono hivi, nasema how? Hapa ni kwa nani? Unajua ingekuwa ni wale tuko pale, wale wa pande ile ingine unauliza, wow, huku ni kwa nani? But for sure, the hand is put like this, I have to pay for those sodas. Why do I have to say? Because there has to be a line between the business money. Wengine wetu biashara zile tumefungua, hata kauta iko kwa mfuko. Kauta iko kwa mfuko. So you cannot separate. Na ukitembea na hiyo kauta ikiwa kwa mfuko, kama kinyozi for example, naonaga ziko kwa hii mfuko. So hata ukiticha change anatoa hapo, kuna maji inapita anatoa, kuna jugu zimepita ananunua na hiyo, nini ingine inapita, mahidi inapita anatoa pale. Sasa jioni kukaa chini unachidwa ni gani ilikuwa ya kazi na ni gani ilikuwa yako. One of the things in terms of discipline is to separate what is the business money and your money. And you have seen it's a serious thing. Mpaka Safaricom has discovered to bring out an app. There is an app for inaitwa? Wacha hata M-Pesa, kuna ingine wameleta. so that your money, business money, can go into that pocket, and your money can be in another pocket. Very important. Another one? Yes. Very good. Risk taker. You must be a risk taker for any business. Kama unaanza ukijua, and that is why you find wengine anawekaka kadogo kwa biashara. You want to open a hotel business, and you have done your analysis, it requires 100,000. So wewe unasema wacha niweke 20,000, ikifanya vizuri basi ingine nitaleta. Ikifanya vizuri ndio nitaachilia hii. Sasa wewe ni kama drip. Unaweka hivyo na unaenda bali kuiangalia. You must be a risk taker. So yes, we take risk, but calculated risk. And there are methods that we are going to apply to show that these are calculated risks. Very important. So you must be a risk taker. So every business that you do start, because you don't have a contract with the people, you must know that you are taking a risk. And a risk means it can work or not work. The other one? Another one? Yes, sir. Consistency. Is that what you've said? Yes. You be consistent. Consistency is that hii ni jugu nitauza. Nitauza jioni, nitauza asubuhi, nitauza kesho, nitauza next week, nitauza next year. You must be consistent in business. Sio once leo, like now, and especially those nahurumianga example, nitatumia ya kwangu. Duka ukifungua, hey, hiyo ni mlango ati haitafungwa, sijui ni lini. Labda Sunday. Lakini hizi zingine, you must be there. Why? To build confidence that you are there. Not only today, you are there forever. So you will find when you are not consistent, you open today and tomorrow you are not there, you lose your customers. And you lose their confidence. The other one is that when you are not consistent, then also even you lose the advantage of building network with the customers. Very important. Another one, last one. Yes, sir. Cheap. Now ameleta ile nilikuwa nataka. The expertise or the skills that you need to do business. Yes. Wewe unajua kweli wewe ni engineer. Oh, hi engineer, how are you? Unajua wewe ni engineer. Isn't it? Na ile biashara unafungua, it has nothing to mention about engineering. It has nothing. Yet you are passionate about engineering. And this is where you hear our pastor say, yeye hatauza maji. Yeye, he will thrive from where? He has made his vision very clear. So expertise is very important. Can you imagine myself now, niseme, I am the electrical engineer consultant, and the power cable you need to do this, hata power cable, sijui kama zinaitwa power cable. Na unaniona ni mimi nasema hivyo. And I have not taken the initiative, if I want to become that one, to get that knowledge of the business I am in. Very important. Right now, if you are an engineering person and you want to start an engineering business, or even to sell engineering products, it would be important for you to understand those terminologies of engineering. Get that expertise. And in the event, because sometimes you may not have that and you have the money to start. In the event you don't have that expertise, connect with the expert in that line. What does that mean? Meaning you need to consult with those people. I normally see people who open pharmacies. And you are not a pharmacist. They have a pharmacist somewhere they consult so that now the medicine they are prescribing is confirmed it's the right medicine. Lakini sisi, like now, this coronavirus ilitufanya sisi wote kuwa madaktari. Pale mumepimwa na nani hiyo joto? No, si kwa ubaya tumepimwa na nani. So if you ask, I have nothing, it's not intimidating, by the way. If you ask him what is that in connection with what we are doing, hiyo joto umepima imekuja hivi, so what? No, si kwa ubaya, so what? Can he answer the so what? So in your business, if you can't answer the so what question, then it becomes a problem. Because it's not just collecting that data. It has some connection with our health. It has connection with so many things. So in your business, it is very unfair that somebody can come in your shop, akuulize, hii kitu unauza, inaoperate aje? Kuoperate. Unasema kuoperate. Na ni wewe umeuza hiyo machine. I used to sell in Gala. I used to work to do some business in Gala market. During that time, we were calling the side hustle. And we were selling even gas cylinders. Because I didn't have any skill, it wasn't resonating with me. Somebody anakuja, si uniconnectie hii kwa gas. Gas, nikuconnectie aje. Ni mimi nauza, but I can't know how to connect. Why? It's not my line. Mimi sijui. Lakini ile kitu najua nipe. So what are we saying? I was challenged. Can I scale up such a business, to be honest? You can't scale up such a business. And for that reason, it's very important you get that expertise. And one of the things you notice that the knowledge that you need to have for the product you do have will contribute 12.5% of the money you are going to get in that business. You are Dika. Product knowledge constitutes 12.5% of your success in a business. So hizi zingine 87% ndatoka wapi tutaangalia. But note, and therefore it is very important you understand the product you are in. Very important. Wengine unauza simu kama hizi. Na kubadilisha kama hii nikuletee unibadilichie mawe, unibadilichie battery, uwezi inaanzagwa wapi? Naonaga unakibia. If you don't have the skills, get in touch with the skilled people, and this is what actually happens, especially in small businesses from scaling it up. You know you are not an accountant, and business is about money, and you have no accounting person to help you even put books in order. So you need also to have a finance person or a money person so that you can tell him, how do I balance my book? Faida inafika wapi? Nitaweka vitabu zangu wapi? Lakini juu sisi wenyewe naonaga ni sisi tunajiandikia na ni sisi tunaziweka pale chini vile umeuza, na hii ingine ni wewe unajiwekea line. Ukiulizwa kama umeenda faida, hii kitu naweza kuwa iko faida, iliingia hapa na 50, iliingia na 50, imeenda na 55, ni nini ingine unauliza? So na what about the amount out of that? What is the component that you have apportioned for overhead? What is the amount of that you have apportioned for rent? What is the amount of that you have apportioned for your salary, even you as the employer, as the business owner? No, mwisho nitachukua moja hizo. So part of it, you eat part of the capital in the name of, and getting an accountant, not only not to employ, but even to consult in those ideas. Another one we miss is getting a marketing person. Even asking a marketing person, you are a marketer. Yes, I am a marketer. How can you help me market my business? Today we have people who are even marketing digitally. How can I scale up my business by entering my products in the digital arena? So let's see some of the other things that come between us and the business. The other thing that comes between you is that the vision we set may be too low. So we want to answer this question. When we answer these questions, then we will be able to scale up our business or start up a business if you have not started one. One of the greatest things you need to start a business, let's look at the tools you need to start a business for those who have not started. And even the same, you need to scale up your business for those who want to increase your revenue. You want to increase your money. So what is that? Tell me one thing that you need to scale up your business. One great thing that you can say, this is the greatest thing to start a business. Wengine wanasema capital. Capital, nitachukua capital. Nitachukua capital. I knew ndio itakuwa kwanza. Need analysis. Wonderful. In essence, you need a research. You need a research. Kwanza huyo mpatie. Capital, need analysis. What else do you need to start a business? Tools of starting a business. Location, yes, you need a place. Any other? Wengine tuchaanza, sisi tunajua tulianza sasa. Yes. Sorry? You need the skills. What else do you need to start a business? Skills. Haya. You need workers. Yes, if you are going to scale up. I'm looking for one critical one. You need a marketing strategy. Sikia. Marketing strategy. Hapa ninakuja. Yes, sir. You need? Wonderful, mpatie bidi. You cannot start a business without first of all the idea. Hata nikakupatia pesa saa hii utapeleka wapi? So the first thing is the idea. And this is where now we suffer. Because as ingine tunafikiriaga capital ndio challenge. If you have such a great idea, in fact they say hot, a very hot idea, everybody will come to finance it. An example, M-Pesa jamaa akafikiria akakuja na M-Pesa idea. You see how it has revolutionized our way of life. So before he even spoke about it, Safaricom was on his door. Unataka aje kuhusu hiki tu tuongee aje? Sasa unakuja hapo. And that is why you need to guard also your business idea very well and get to know who are we talking to. And eventually the idea was bought. As if that is not very key, another young lady somewhere was working for BAT. And she saw that people are building. They are doing construction work. And therefore, in construction work, who do you need? You need a mason. Who else? A plumber, an electrician, and an architect, an engineer. So it was hard for her to get the architect, the professional ones. But masons wako wengi. Plumbers wako wengi. And those people, they don't know how to connect also with the contractors. Isn't it? So he looked at where the problem, the hot it is. Architects can even go out there, or they are sought after. So you will look for them. But how wengine ni wao wanakutafuta. Ni wao wanakutafuta. You will see the lower the business, the challenge it is also, and the bigger the problem. So he got a list of masons and the plumbers and the electricians, and got a list of contractors and they interlinked them, and started an app for the same. Just like a joke in the evening from wherever she was. And did you know, some of the developers, when they came to that idea, one developer offered her 10 million. 10 million. Yeye akaona hii sasa wacha nichukue asigeuze akili. Akachukua haraka haraka. Kumbe ni kitu ingempatia hata 100 million. So what are we saying? An idea. So when we say we don't have capital, first of all, let's start questioning our idea. How hot is our idea? If you present that idea to a banker, can he buy in the idea and finance it? So why we find a challenge, especially in terms of capital, it depends on the hotness or the coldness of our idea. So I'm challenging ourselves that we need to craft ideas that can attract the eyes of financiers because they are there. So think about the idea you do have for that business. Nakupatia 1 minute. Think of that idea that you do have that can attract cooperative bank, that can attract even here some other financiers. They could be around here. That this idea is scalable. Let's track it. Fikiria hiyo idea. Dakika moja. Pitisha hii kitu, hii idea sina, mimi sio mtu wa ma-idea. Mimi ni mtu anakosa. Fikiria hiyo idea. And where do you get idea? I like the way she said. How do we get these ideas? First of all, we need to do a research. Unafungua biashara hata ya saloon, na unaona ingine iko hapa by the way, na yako iko hapa next, na ingine. You've not even done a little survey. So one of the things we know, and especially when we start small business, and we even agree to be called small business. Kwa unaanza wewe, kakiwa kadogo na wewe ni mdogo kwa hivyo bora. So you don't take time even to learn aloud there. One of the critical things you need to do is to do a research. And research doesn't mean you must come here as a researcher to come and do a finance research. Even yourself within the community that is here, do a research. Understand about this product. Understand about this market. Understand about the product. Understand about the source. Sasa tuseme ni mimi nifugue salon pale ije. Mimi sasa wa ng'ombe hair care and salon. Hata unaiona ninachora kama mtu kako hivi. For all your hair care, sijui hata products zile zinatumika kwa nywele ni gani? Broadline labda ndio hiyo najua peke yake. Sijui chemicals zinatoka wapi, leave alone zinaitwaje. Sijui the style zile ziko professional styles, sad styles, party styles. Sijui ni gani. Nywele siku hizi I hear they sell even luster. Unakuja nazo, zingine zinaweza katwa zikiwa kwa kichwa, sijui ni gani mzuri. So would you expect that business of mine to thrive? So doing a research is very important. And it doesn't mean a very tech research. Even understanding the market, very important for you. How big is your market? When I started training business, I know that globally it is a 1.2 trillion US dollars. So even if I were to hive 1 billion or 2 billion from the same, the market is so huge. Because sometimes unaweza anza kabiashara and the market part of it is too small. It is not scalable. Na wewe ndio hiyo unapambana naye. It is not scalable. Sitaki kupeana example mingi. So understanding even the market, understanding the value of that business you are starting, very important, so that you can know it is your vision that is going to deter you from having a bigger cake. Understanding that is very important. Even if you are to start a matatu business, what is the turnover per day? What is the turnover allowed to Utawala if it is going to pray here? What is the turnover? What are the costs involved in that business here? Are you connected with these people, the police? Where do you source the right drivers? Where are they from? How many years are you going to consider? Those kind of things you need to consider. Lakini sisi, Josiah alianza yake pale, wacha na mimi nianze. Yeye alianza. Tuanze mabiashara, tuanze. And you don't know the market size of that. You don't know the lifestyle of these people. You don't know. And this is where the example was told, the strength of a vision, that some people went somewhere. They were sent in some land, and they found that those people, 2 people, salespeople were sent in a certain country, and they found that those people don't wear shoes. They were in shoes business. So they found the people there, they don't wear shoes. Mwingine akakuja huko hatuwezi pata soko. Watu huko hawavai nini? Hawavai nini? Mwingine waliotumwa na yeye akakuja. Akawaambia boss, wacha nikuambie, inafaa hata tuhamishe this industry wapi? Because there is a big market where people don't wear. So it depends on your eyes and the vision that you do have. So where are you in terms of this? So you need to understand that. The other question that we need to have is that what is the level of your preparedness? How prepared are you? How prepared are you to scale up your business? How prepared? This is emotionally, financially, and even environment-wise. How prepared are you? Sometimes we start businesses without getting the background data, background information. having worked in the training, research, and consulting business for over 27 years, it was easy for me to swim with the same because ninaelewa, this is how you talk to the government, this is how you talk to the private people, this is how you talk to the business people, this is how you talk with the professionals, this is how you talk. So it becomes very easy because of the experience. And how prepared are you? How ready are you? Some of us, you need to be laid off from your current position. Sasa hiyo na uko kwa church unasema nini? You are sitting on a very great idea, but because you are under the control ya kamchahara kukuja, mwisho wa mwezi inafika, unaletewa ingine, mwisho wa mwezi inakuja. So you are sitting on an idea that can pay you 3 times what you are earning now. Lakini wewe, because of fear of taking risk, na tu challenge tule tuko, wewe unasema angalau aka kadogo, tunaenda bado wapi? I have seen some people who have been laid off, and the moment they have been laid off, they have surprised themselves. Wamejistua wao wenyewe, ni mimi ama ni mwingine. By the way, within 1 year unaona nilikuwa karibu uende huko uambie wewe ulikuwa ukinitumia sijasema hivyo mimi. Unaenda huko karibu uende uambie boss ulikuwa ukinitumia why? Within 1 year unaona vile umetembea. Ninaona nimeangaliwa vibaya. Sasa nikucheza tu nacheza, sisemi uache kazi, wewe kanyagia yako, but one time I know kuna karoka na kuambia si kitu, you start that idea. But because your idea is not so hot, please continue doing research. Continue doing that research for that. But once you are ready, you will challenge yourself. The other one is that what is your risk-bearing capacity? What is your risk-bearing capacity when you start a business? What is your risk-bearing capacity? Are you the kind of person you open up, then uambie ng'ombe zote sadhika penye unatoaga maziwa simekufa? So what do you do? What do you do? Ukiwaambia umeanza biashara hapa ya hoteli, tuseme Nikome. Wewe Nikome, umeanza biashara hapa ya hoteli, unatoaga maziwa Thika. Ng'ombe ulauke siku moja uambie zote zimekufa. What would be your first reaction? This is imagination. Wonderful. If you are a true business person, you will source milk somewhere else. But kama wewe, hiyo kitu, your risk bearing was not strong, tazama basi. Si munaona sisi tu, ng'ombe zilikufa. Sasa mimi hata muna expect nifanye nini? Hata atakuja kwa pastor, ukiona sitoi tithe uelewe. Ng'ombe zilikufa wapi? Zilikufa Thika. Like sai, we have so many excuses coming from pandemic. Unajua ni wakati wa corona, tumeumia. Tumeumia sasa ni wakati wa corona. Ukiambia mtu nipatie 10,000, unajua hii ni wakati gani? Tunakaa kwa wakati mgumu. So even your business, you have gotten an excuse of not scaling it up because there is pandemic. But for those who look at things positively and it is resonating with the heart, even the example of Jero, isn't it? They have gone to an. So what is your risk level of preparedness? The last one, almost the last. Are you prepared to handle business failures? One of the things you notice with starting a business is that it can fail, and fail miserably. It can fail. So what is the risk? What is your level of handling a business failure? Ikiaguka, I have seen watu biashara imeaguka, and it was a big business. Na yeye anaguchana as it continue going down, as they continue selling the sharing continue going down, na yeye anaenda chini, anaenda chini. The way the shelves are getting empty, na yeye anatembea. As they get empty to the last one, pia na yeye chini. I want to assure you that business, because it's a risk you are taking, how prepared are you to handle business failure? And an entrepreneur, a great entrepreneur, will see that if it fails in Kenya, why not in Uganda? I love one great gentleman who is in research business, sitamtaja jina. And this gentleman, in the 2000, he was the talk of this country in terms of research business. But sometimes back biashara ikaenda chini. Did you know aliinuka and changed the methodology of doing research to something else? So a business person can even close that branch and start another one, or re-engineer himself to a different business because business is from his heart. So wewe, usiruhusu depression ikuingilie juu biashara inaanguka. Uruhusu depression. Wengine, you don't even talk to other people. Unajificha kona. Ukiulizwa, hujui yale imetufanyikia? Hivi nilikuwa na wacha gekoba wacha ichomeke. Vile unaniona hivi sio vile nilikuwa, ni juu biashara ichomeka wapi? And nikikaa nikuulize, when did it happen? Hey, 2000. So you have not moved from year 2000 to this hour. Why? Juu ilichomeka wapi? So you want everybody to nini with you. How can you handle business failure? Very key. The other one is, what is your perception towards making mistakes in business? We are going to make mistakes in business. You are going to make mistakes. Right now, wakuja wakuambie, hii biashara unafanya, we can multiply. Goods in China squeezy, especially toys za watoto, zinafanya vizuri. So, wacha ulete zako 100,000 na zagu 100,000, tuende huko tulete. Mnaweka 1 million, mnaenda mnaleta. Kufika pale kwa port, mnaambiwa, nani aliwaambia muende huko hivyo? Toys are not allowed in Kenya, na hizi zote tunaharibu. Tunaziharibu zote. Sasa muanze kupigana ninyi wenyewe. Sasa ni wewe uliniambia nilete, mimi afadhali vile nilikuwa nauza za hapa. Yes. Sasa uliniambia tuende huko tufanye nini? Why did you call me? So we are saying, those are mistakes. How are you ready to handle? And I hear, there's one business person who told me one time, ukisikia hiyo imeisha, hiyo unasema, let's go to Turkey if Turkey is authorized to bring to Kenya. But if you start crying over that 100,000, move. So therefore, as a business person, you need to know you can make mistakes and move on. How much capital do you have? How much capital do you have? And I think somebody mentioned there about capital. Yes, capital is very important, but on top of it is the idea. But how much capital? Of course, you don't expect, if we are in kinyozi business, for example, let's say talk of kinyozi, or you are even in consulting, let's talk of consulting. Somebody who start a business with 100,000 and another one start with 2 million, there's a difference, a big difference. Let me give you an example in stock exchange. If I put 100,000 in stock exchange and buy maybe 500 shares of EABL, and one day they grow by a shilling, how much more do I have? They grow by a shilling. I've bought 500 shares. I'll only get like 500,000 or 50,000, isn't it? Somebody else comes in and put in 5 million in the same shares. They grow by a shilling. Tutaonana kweli? So sometimes we demand so much from the business, not knowing we have put so little into the business. Umefungua leo ka kioski, by the way, na ni 15,000. Na nyumba unalipa let's say even 10,000. Na mwisho wa mwezi uangalia yako ka biashara ka 15,000 kakupatia 10,000 ya kulipa. And this is where we have a problem. And I was observing even with my wife, unaona, especially when you are doing real estate, kama ni maduka unaacha, those big shops, unaona zinawekwa an average of 3 months. Hizo kubwa, big space, zinawekwa na watu for 3 months only. Sasa ni ya deposit na ya kulipa mwezi moja na labda mwezi moja. You find the following after the third month is closed. Why? The stock you have put in there compared to the rent you are paying there, and you wait for 1 month to sell to enough to pay for that, is a challenge. And this is what you have observed here. What does that then call for us? That it is important for us to understand the capital we have in and put our expectation within that capital, so that you don't open a shop today, within 3 months you are done. And what am I saying? Then it is important to sit with a finance person, tell her or him the amount of money you do have and the business you want to be in, so that you understand financially what are your projections in terms of the period. And that way you will not go to a shop that you are paying a rent of 20,000. You are paying a shop of 20,000. It is too big, and you have put a stock that will give you, even if you sell for the whole month, 5,000. Have you observed that yourself? That maduka inafugwa haraka haraka. So very important we understand. Lastly, how many last things have I said? This is the third one. What is your target market? We ignore that. What is your target market? The target market means now you have to understand this person, the buyer of your product. Let's say you are selling what? You are selling even mituba. Ni mituba gani? Ni ya viatu, ama ni ya skirts, ama ni ya longi, ama ni trench coat, ni gani? Let's assume umechukua trench coat. Zinavaliwa wakati gani trench coat? Wakati wa baridi. Na saa hii ni Januari na tuko Garissa. Na huko ndio unazipeleka. Are we getting the logic? Unazipeleka wapi? Na umesema ni za Bali? Unaenda kuambia hii mtanunua hii ni 100. Unaona watu wanakuwa halai. Sisi hapa nataka, unachidwa sasa nilianza biashara gani? Na saa hiyo umelipa bus fare. Na umeanza sasa kuteta watu huku sijui biashara iliharibika Kenya. Iliharibika wapi? Who is your target market? Umeanza salon, for example. Who are you targeting? Are you targeting professionals? If you are targeting professionals, which kind of hair have you brought in your salon? Kama ni ya professionals. You are targeting the young stars below 30. What kind of products have you stocked in that place? What kind of products? Understand your target market. You are targeting wazee. And umeenda kuuza hizo vitu kwa shule. Are we getting the logic? Understand your target market. You are starting a software that will facilitate people to transact. This is a software. A good one, an app. Then nakupata una explainia chocho, hii kitu itakusaidia. Who is your target market? You are in security business, for example. You are in security business. You've started, let's say, a gardening business. You have some security people, like my friend here. So where will you go for those people? Utaenda kuuliza wapi? Where are we more insecure? Where do we feel more insecure that market requires these people than others? Is it in rural areas? Is it in urban areas? So once you understand that, then you will be able to target them. Then, what is their purchasing power? Even if you target them. Yes, you have brought in some products for the young adults. What is their purchasing power? Unakuja unaleta hiyo product, unawausia 1,200 na hawajaanza, na wamejoin the employment. They've just joined the employment. maybe the match they are paid is 40, 50,000. Wengine wako internship. Na unasema hii product ni yao. Hii watanunua 1,100. And you don't have an arrangement with the bank to facilitate them. What is your target market? Very important. The other one that may seem not important but has always been important is your business name. Very important. Kadhosweni Supermarket. Kadhosweni. Kuna kitu kama hiyo, by the way? Iko ukabani. Ni ukweli? Kokonyo and the Kokonyo software engineers. What is the name? It's very important to have a name that resonates with the business, by the way. But I normally see, because of us becoming, let me not say lazy, in thinking, unaona ni kuchikaniche tu majina. Jomwaki, kana wakijo. Software dealers. Kimwa. It's very important actually to even have a name that is resonating. Can you imagine going to Kimwa Primary School? Kimwa. Nini niyo? Tikupigwa. Kuna hata kupigwa. You can imagine. So what are we saying? Let's also spend some time creatively to look for a name that will resonate with what you are doing. Very important. Creativity. Very important to have a name that will even attract. There is something in a name, by the way, it is very telling. Who would not go to Mwalimu Sacco? You already know Mwalimu Sacco is for? You can see? Another one? Another one that you can give as an example? Yeah? Biblia Sacco. Haya tutoke kwa Sacco ingine. Kingdom business. Hiyo lazima iwe na Ukristo somewhere, isn't it? Angels Academy. You get? So it is something that you need to think. Please, I am challenging ourselves and it has to have a meaning. Let me tell you mine. The new brand is called Vukatel. Vukatel, we are consultants. What do we do? Vuka. Sasa hiyo na inamaanisha nini? That's a Zulu word meaning lifting up. Lifting up. Na Kiswahili si ni kuvuka. Unavukisha watu. Very important. Tell, it has something to do with training and teaching. You are training and teaching. Just as doing, see, I'm telling you, training and teaching. And then encouraging and empowering people. And then leadership and lifting. Very important. So it's good that you look for a name that will. How can your business succeed? Listen to the following. This is the difference between Africa and other countries. This is a quote. Nitawasomea tu because I'm not projecting. This vision came from somebody. Listen carefully vile alisema. That can motivate you to start a business. I would like Oracle to be #1 software company in the world. I think it is possible to beat Microsoft. That is Larry Ellison. I would like Oracle to be the #1 software in the. Na yako umesema ningetaka watu wote wakatani. Hakuna mtu wakatani hapa. Yako umesema ningetaka watu wote hata wa hii nyumba. Umeweka ya hii nyumba. Wakinka, watu wote wakinka watakuja kukunywa chai kwa nani? Kwa Josiah. Kwa Josiah Kinka tea drinkers. What I'm challenging is the size of our vision. Umesikia huyo, he is touching the whole. And surely, if you look at American business people, they talk of the world, they don't talk of the America. Wacha usikie mwingine. From the same. I want to put a ding in the universe. Steve Jobs. A ding is a mobile software for topping up in the universe. Sikia, Steve Jobs. We all know Steve Jobs. Or we have heard of Steve Jobs. Ama ni mase tu anajua Steve Jobs. Alikuwa mwenye? Oh, munajua nyote. Apple, isn't it? So you can hear. Wacha usikia mwingine. That's America. Warren Buffett. Tunamjua. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. So what are you telling yourself? Wewe umesema kwetu. Hey. Kwetu. Hakujawahi kuwa mtu na gari ipitie kwa hii. Kwa hivyo, sikia Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett. I always knew. I never doubted even for a minute that I will be rich. Wewe unajiabia nini? Kwanza jiabie 1 second. We are just about to close. Jiabie. Unajiabia nini? What did you always know as Kenywa, as Madege? Another one. I intend to be the richest man in the world. Howard Hughes. I intend to be the richest man in the... Na wewe? You intend to be the richest man or the richest woman? Jaza pego. Kulikuwa na kitu. You intend to be the richest man in the... Jaza pego. Umejaza gani by the way? At to be the richest man in this table. Ni sawa, kama ni sawa. So it is a question. It may look like a joke, but it is where you see yourself, by the way. Very important, where you see yourself going. And we say in our Bible, all things are to those who, you tunasema, nasema umesema, you will be the richest person where? Wacha usikia ya Africa sasa, tumeingia Africa. As somebody called Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote is a Nigerian businessman, a very great man. Aliko Dangote once shared his goal about being Africa's greatest industrialist. And he has hit the goal. Africa's, Larry Ellison was saying, na sasa tukifika Africa tunataka. Are you getting the logic? Wacha tuigie Kenya. Labda. Already guess, Sitasema. This is our richest person. Sitamtaja juu sikumtumia kwa jia baya, but he's a very rich tycoon. It is more satisfying for me. That's what he is saying. I feel more satisfied, not for the money I have made, but for the people I have employed in our company, which only operate in Kenya. So what is the difference between us and them? Have you seen the difference? Anytime the American child is born or they are starting business, they think of changing the world. Anytime the Kenyan person is born or starting a business, we think of changing Kenya. What is the difference there? So even in terms of our revenue, we have already scaled it down, isn't it? Because if we are looking at telco, Safaricom, the richest, I would say the richest maybe in Africa and in our country, we are talking of 163, 180 billion. If you compare that with IBM, what are we talking about? Are you seeing the difference? Sasa wewe na wewe kako umawala. If you compare with somebody thinking Kenya, another one thinking Africa, can you compare? And this is why you'll find a businessman in Kenya will walk short atatembea polepole compared to a businessman in UK or USA. Even they are walking. In those conferences, unaona wanatudominate. Hata mkiongea unaona kamboga point kako kama hakata kubaliwa. Naweza tu uliza ikiwa swali. Unataka uliza wewe ikiwa swali. But them they are saying with the finality. Si hata wewe ukikaa kwa wanabiashara tuseme, like now, even the conference to mereta watu wote the whole of Africa, you have your own business, whether it's a saloon, na uambiwe upeane presentation tu sasa, naweza tu niulize ikiwa sawa na munielewe juu kwetu kuna munielewe. I think that is what we need to start challenging ourselves, that we can still make it. The same way the people in America can do it, even here in Kenya we can do it, isn't it? The same way people in those countries are doing it, this is the starting point that even here we are going to scale up, not only to affect the Africa, but we are going beyond. Remember our vision. Can you see that? That we've already been shown the way by our pastor, that we are not only going to be in Africa, it is even beyond. Do you believe? Do you believe? What are you going to do after this? Therefore, we have to deal with this one thing called F, andika F. Uandika ikiteremka chini, because ni F, E, A, R. That is what is eating our business. Fear. And fear, somebody, I love this person. I love Zig Ziglar, who gave a very good definition. Face everything and rise up. Face for F, everything, and rise up. Yes, kumekuwa na corona. Umeona hiyo jina? So let it not be something that you need to fear. Face that enemy. Face everything that is coming to challenge you. Rise up, because this is the moment. Face everything and rise up. Don't fear. Start now challenging yourself. Can I do like an American? Yes, I can. Can I do like that? What do I need to do? I just need to face everything and rise up. As we come to the end, I promised you 3 keys. So what ingredients you do need to start up? One, you need to do research. Somebody said you need to do research. Always take some time to research. I love it. Anytime we go with my wife, she is our entrepreneur in the house. Anytime we go with her somewhere, I just watch how she is moving her eyes and how she is touching things, because I know there is an idea that will come in, or there is a new product that will be tested in the shop. So do everything. Do a research, your own personal research. Be inquisitive. Ask questions. Very important you ask questions. Research is very important. Now, you'll be able to do that. Then the other one, match your passion. Match your passion with the consumer need. Match your passion with the consumer need. Usisukumie watu kitu. Kama ni nywele, and you are dealing with professionals, usimletee hizo sarasta. Si sasa unajua ni professional, and they need to look good. Hata kama utauza bei kali, do you know the value you explain to that person ataona? That would you like to go looking this way or this way? Would you like to be felt in this meeting the way that you are a confident person? You are selling the value that will be demonstrated by the kind of hair you are selling. So even when you charge expensively, do you know they will not feel, by the way, when you go there to make presentation in this hairstyle, people will see you are confident. They will brave you. They will trust the message you are bringing. Oh, kweli, ukienda na hii na, yes, watakukubali, but they may ask, did you manage to organize yourself better? So who would not want to be confident, trusted when you are making a presentation? And therefore understand your customer. What are they looking for? Even if you are starting a school, where is your passion? Even when are you at the kindergarten? Wewe ni mtu wa kulea watoto wa kindergarten. So scale up the kindergarten, watch a primary. Scale up the kindergarten because your passion is within the kindergarten. Sio lazima iwe from standard 1 to form 4. Na wewe unajua you've been called to deal with the kindergarten. Tunaelewana? Anza hiyo, tembea na hiyo, have 5 kindergartens across. If you are a primary school person, wachana na kindergarten. Fanya hizo. Tembea na hizo. Wewe kama ni wa high school, you feel that you want to deal with the people of this level, endeleza ma secondary. Sini hivyo. Kama wewe ni auditor, and you are called to do auditing. Wacha mambo ya kufungua supermarket. Fanya auditing. Audit for African businesses. Audit for American businesses. Expand that one. Do it online. Do it offline. Very important. The other one is create a business plan. Very key. Create a business plan. Do you have a business plan? Business plan sio lazima uniite nikuandikie, but you can call an expert to help you understand what is in a business plan. A business plan has that name, it has the product, it has the market, it has the processes, it has the administrative part of it, it is projecting the number of people you will be doing, it is also elaborating about your market. Have a business plan. It is also telling you the the amount of money you need to get a business to this level. Have it. It is telling you the skills you need for you to grow to a certain level. Have a business plan. Vizuri. And you can use that business plan even to go and seek financing. Very important. Lakini wengine wetu ni kulauka. Sahi Wamogo supermarket now open. Zote zinaandikwa now open. Of course, sisemi bar, so hapa tumeokoka sisi wote. But if you go out there, unaonaga King and the King bar and restaurant now. Na hata kama nilisema bado utaona ni now. Just do a little of that research. Get a business plan. Very important. You'll start well. The other one, choose the right market. Angalia soko ile mzuri. I don't need to go back, I gave you. If you are starting a product for the hot season, let it be for the hot season. If it's a shoe business, unaanza viatu, unauzia nani by the way? Ni za watoto? Ni za watu wazima? Are they for ladies? Are they for men? Are they for winter? Are they for rainy season? Ni viatu gani? Lakini zote tunasemaga tu ni viatu, bora namba iwatochee. Bora na watu gani? Ni watu gani hiyo wanatochewa na hiyo namba? Where is that market? Bora namba. If you want to be a generalist, yes. Hata kama uko generalist, ni viatu gani unaona watu wanataka? Ni official shoes, ni high heeled, ni low heeled, ni color gani even? Depending with the market. And that can only happen by understanding your customer. Understand that. Yeah, finally. Final now. Where can you source now the idea? Tumesema hiyo yote na kuna watu wataenda kufungua biashara. Where do you source the final? Where do you find business ideas? Sitatoka wapi? Wengine wetu penye tunatafuta ideas za kuanza biashara kumekauka. Where do you source the ideas? Where do you get ideas from to start a business or to scale up a business? Where do you get ideas? Where can you get ideas to start a business? Utajuaje wewe ni wa service ama ni wa goods? Where can you source business idea? Unajua mimi nilikuwa nataka kuanza biashara lakini sijui nianze aje. Sijui hizo ideas zinatokaga wapi. Nani anakuaga na ma ideas za biashara? Where do you source good ideas? From people? Where else? Yes. Na hawa masi. Kuna watu wanajibu, kuna jibua pale? Yes. From India. From media, you can also get from media. There are some people who get from media. From books also. Wewe ni msomi, soma vitabu. You are reading with the intention of getting a business idea. From your hobbies. Wonderful. Yes, from your hobbies. Yes, you love cooking in the evening. Let me give you an example of Pure Health. Pure Health. That's our client. Pure Health is a lady and her daughters. And what they do, I was so excited to hear how they do. They prepare a very nice dish in the evening. They say, haya, imekuwa tamu. Can't we package this? And they start packaging, na inauza. Wanaenda wanaangalia uga, anaona ikimixiwa ya wibi na yani, haya, ni mzuri. Situanza kuuza, na wanauza. Some of you have used Pure Health products. Pure Health. And they have a big industry now there. It is your hobby and believing in yourself and having a vision. Your hobbies can happen, including the chapati you make there. By the way, you can package them and you find they can also be something that you can do. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, first, take out a sheet of paper. I'm now saying, hauna huko kuingine, you need to take out a sheet of paper. I'm telling you the source of these ideas. Take out a sheet of paper. Write all things, good things about you. Wewe mwenyewe, mimi ni mtu wa watu. Mimi napenda kuchekesha watu. Labda hii napoteza ni biashara ya kuchekesha. Si ndio? Inaweza kuwa ni kazi. List all things about yourself. List all of them. Whatever comes to your mind. List 5 to 7 things about yourself. Things you like doing and you are really good at. You will not do at home this one. I'm just saying. List them. Things you are good at and the things that are personal to you. The things might include, you will find as you go to do that, you might find in a good, I'm really good with the people. Unaandika hapo. I love kids. Unaandika. I love to lead. Unaandika. I love computers. Unaandika. I love numbers. Ukisikia huyo ni analyst. I love numbers. I am good at coming up with marketing concepts. I am a problem solver. Write all those good things. Then once you do that, have the list of those items and evaluate some of those. Which one can you scale up to become a business? And I like what that lady has said. Some of these things, tunasubuka, unatoa idea wapi na uko nae, nalala kwako. Then once you mind that this is something I can do, then get all ideas about it, how you can make it into a business, and because it is coming from you, it will be very easy for you to scale up. The other thing, number 5, know your financial limitations. I think we talked about that. This is where you will talk about debt, you will talk about equity, where are you going to source your money from? Pesa yako itatoka wapi? Ya kuanza biashara. Utaomba kutoka kwa watu, utaenda kwa bank, ni wewe mwenyewe savings zile uko nazo, where are you going to source your money? Again now, the debt part of it is very important for you to understand. And this is why you'll find some jobs or some businesses are there, but they are there physically, they are full of debts. So hauna stock, ni ya watu wengine. How do we manage those debts so that they don't come into our business? And I think that is why we are saying it is very good, very important. If you are not a finance person, ask a finance person in terms of debt management. And it may not be a paying service. You may even have your son or your daughter or your friend or a brother consult him about finances and debt management. Isn't it? Very important. Where are you going to source the money? It is also good to consider how expensive you are going to get this money. Ukienda kwa bank, what is the current bank rate? Inalipishwa gapi? Interest rate? 14, 15, 20? Hatujui, sasa tutakuwa interested. Because you can go to get a loan from the bank and it's very expensive, whereas you can borrow from other sources and it becomes very cheap. Analyze that. Get to know that. Think long term. Think long term. If you are in a business that you cannot think of it being in existence 20 years from now, kuna kachallenge hapo. Ama unaanza ya kunisurvivisha hii miaka 5, hiyo ingine Mungu atanionyesha njia. Think long term. And that's the difference between us and the American business people. Create structures of your business. Create structures. Sasa, let me give you the structure of my home, my business. Tuseme kama hiyo ya mama, structure ziko ni yeye in charge. Si mimi ati sasa ni mimi niko pale. We respect those structures. Ni yeye na wale watu ataandika yeye yako. Na mimi ikija kwa yangu ya consulting, na mimi ni mimi na watu wangu wale to create structures. So you will not collide. You will not collide. When you don't have structures, anybody can come in or anything can happen. Wewe ndiye finance person, wewe ndiye debt collector, wewe ndiye deliverer, wewe ndiye what? create structures. Create structures. That will help you scale up your business. Finally, or not, almost final now, know how to get along with the people. I told you there are 3 key things that will open your business and scale up. The first one we already said unknowingly, knowing your product, which contributed what percentage? 12.5%. Now, the people side of any business constitute 87.5%. So business is about what now? I wanted to end up with that. Business is about, so if you are here and you are a business person and you are not personable, they say you are not personable, then you need to rethink afadhali ukae kwa employment. Nakuambia tena. 3 critical things. One is knowing the product. Very important, the product you are dealing with. But the most important of all is the people side of it. Know how to get along with the people. Once you know that, because you produce a software to be consumed by people, isn't it? For it to be delivered using that technology, it will be delivered by. For it to give us the utility or the benefit of using it, who will consume? Na wewe unasema mimi unajua sana sana kwanza kwa upande wa biashara sitakagi mambo ya watu. Kwa biashara yangu sitakagi mambo ya juu watu watakuharibia nini? Watu gani? You must get along with people. So if you are saying watu watakuharibia biashara and you are starting a business, there is a challenge there. So it is always good to cultivate how to go along with people. And if you go down and look at those people who are able to deal with the people very well, they know how to relate with the people very well, then their businesses flourish. If you are employing people in your organization and you don't focus on their feeling comfortable, feeling engaged, you don't value them, then you better think of something else. People just need to be valued. They just need to be respected. They just need to be honored. And they just need to be recognized. And they also need to be rewarded when they do something good. So if you are trying to do a business, tafadhali, wewe useme mimi ni mtu wa kukasirikaga kwanza na watu. Please, I've given you 2 keys. 2 keys that are very critical. The other one is I've said you know your product. Like now, if you are a lady, there are benefits. Like if you start a lady's business, to access the government, there is even something they call Agipo. Is there somebody who has had Agipo? Yeah? Kuna mtu amewahi sikia Agipo? Inua mkono kama umesikia. Very good. Have you ever used it? So for ladies, tuko na advantage kwanza sisi to answer yesterday business, because you can access government procurement. You have a special 30% meant for ladies. That's an advantage you can mine before anything else. So for ladies, muko advantage. But do you have a hot idea? Do you know how to deal with the people so that you can know even where those Agipo are? That's one thing. We have women finance fund. Imagine, women. Already women and the vulnerable finance fund. How can you access that? Get again research. Do about it. It is an easier way of even financing. So getting to know and understanding what your business entails is very, very, very critical. Ningetaka tumalize na swali ya mwisho. So that I give people 1 minute to ask a question. Ningetaka tujiulize. If you do all that and you don't measure progress, then your business, you will not know when you are making head on. So again, measure progress. Ulianza hii biashara last year. Saa hii tumefuga mwaka. How much money have you made? Ulianza 2 years ago. Umetembea wapi na hiyo biashara? Measure progress. So that uone kama ni mahali pa kutukireria nyoni, sijui hiyo inamaanisha nini, Ama, you are in business. Or are you buying time, mark timing? Are you mark timing? When you mark time in one position, you start hating that business. Mark timing is being in one position, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 10, but uko moja. If you want that, I normally advise people join the army because you'll be paid for mark timing. You'll be paid for. So, but when you are in business and you are not making any movement, then the best thing is to. Because what happens when you stagnate in one position, the D words start coming in. One, you become demoralized, become demotivated, you become disillusioned, depressed, and you can even disappear. You can die. No, it's true. Because when you become so depressed, what will happen? That's the last one. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you measure that, and you know people is very critical, and you know people are very important, then I needed to let you know that strong companies don't start businesses. Strong companies do not start businesses. What do? They build good people, and the people build businesses. So start building. If you have that business, build the people. If you want to scale up your business, they will build your business. Build the people, they will build your business. Just knowing the product knowledge is just having that. It is not as important. But again, I want us to deal with one of the most challenging in now doing business. This is the last now. One of the most challenging things in doing business, much as we say in Kenya, is one thing. I find it as paradoxical. Paradoxical is that it's like confusing. Why? We say in Kenya there is high rate of. There's high rate of. Nani amesema kuna hiyo corruption, lakini kuna mtu amesema kitu. A high rate of unemployment. There is high rate of. So when we start business, we self-employ ourselves. But let me tell you, one of the challenges that entrepreneurs get, even with that high rate of unemployment, is the challenge of getting skilled people to employ. Can you imagine? We have high rate of unemployment, but to get the good people, the quality people to employ is the biggest headache. What does that then portend? So it means they're unemployed. Na watu wamesoma hivyo unatuambia nini? I am telling you that the biggest challenge in unemployment, in businesses, is getting the quality people to employ. Why? They may be skilled, yes, but are they the good people? Are they the quality people? So that tells us that for us to solve that, then can we challenge ourselves to be the best people? The best people. Because though unemployment is globally a major problem, one of the glaring issues for small businesses are struggling is to find and hire quality talents they don't have. In a recent study, 15% of small businesses are finding few or no qualified candidates for their available jobs. So when you say you are unemployed, tuanze kuulizana hiyo maswali. Tuanze kuulizana hiyo maswali. And one of the secrets they are saying is that employees who feel they are valued and they are being put into use, then 24% are more likely to increase your sales. So it is something you can measure. That once your employees are happy and you are a salesperson, 24% is likely to go up in your sale by taking care of your people. So, shauri yako. Wewe ni wewe unaenda kutukana mfanyikazi. Ati juu hapa ni kwa nani? Nani amekuandika? Ni miaka gapi nimekaa na wewe hapa? Na sijaona wewe. And now you start complaining hamuuzi. Ni wewe unakosa kuuza. Are we talking? Ni wewe unakosa kuuza. Customer will never love your company until what? Until the employees love it first. We cannot end without these numbers. Let me say, for example, in this. We are 800 members in this. Let's see how we can make use of that number. If, for example, we are now going to investing individually, let's now invest collectively. Assume I have 3 scenarios to see how we can raise finance juu watu walisema pesa ndio inakosa. Ndio tuanze biashara. Si ndio? Wacha niwaonyeshe njia moja ambao we can mine very easily to get money for people to start businesses. Would we be interested? This church has allowed 800 people. Adika 800. Scenario 1. If each of us contribute 1,000 every month, how much money? Imagine 800,000 cool money would be ready. 800,000 for 1 month. Let's suppose because we trust we will be here na Mungu ametuwezesha kuvuka corona, tutakuwa hapa 12 months. Itakuwa gapi? 1,000 only. Mwaka moja 9.6 million. Kuna watu wa hesabu hapa wanajua sasa imefika. In 1 year, tutakuwa tu with 1,800 of us, we will have put aside 9.6 million. We celebrated 10 years the other day, si ndio? Na wengine wetu Mungu ametuwezesha those 10 years tuko hapa. Si tutakuwa hapa tu. Na si tuko. I'm not saying we work with, we already have a strategic plan, assuming we are all from this church and the neighborhood. By the time we are adding this strategic plan 5 years, supposing we multiply 9.6 by 5 years, tuseme ni strategy, zitakuwa gapi? 48 million. Yes, by the time Mr. Chairman wangu pale engineer anasoma what we have done in terms of development, if the 800 people decide to just be putting aside, bila kuuliza maswali, 1,000 in a special account for business, for enterprise. Tuseme tu gekege moja, gekege, each one gekege, 800 of us, in 5 years, we shall have some money to think of 48 million. Hiyo sasa tuseme strategy yetu tumeondokea, tunapatia wengine na tuko na pesa ya ma-entrepreneurs wale ambao tungetaka wakue 48 million. And that's not rocket science. I belong to many chamas, 13 of them, and I have seen the power of investing together. I've seen the power of investing together. In one chama, we were contributing only 100 shillings. We waited for 8 years, contributed, and we were able to raise money where we were buying a piece of land. A piece of land. 1 acre, 25,000. And last year, we were transacting a deal where somebody was paying 1.6 million for that 25,000. Haikuwa chamba kubwa ni 140 acres. Mkiwa 12. So it was translating to 196 million. So sio story tunasema, people can save and make money. And they can invest and make money. You see rocket science? Some other men have come here. Tunatoa 200 shillings. Movie. 200 men have joined here. 32 of them. 200 peke yake. And so far they have managed to buy. Wapi hiyo mkubwa wetu? 8 acres? Yes. So it is possible to start silaging. So if you want to work alone, it is possible. But if you want to work together, I had projected scenario 2. If we do 2,000, by the 5th year, 800 will have made 96 million. If we do 2,000, it is of course the double of that one. 96 million will be put aside by the time tunapeana hiyo strategy. Kuna 96 million ya kufinance wale ambao wangetaka biashara. Those who would be waiting to start business na wamekosa pesa, there could be some money that can be issued at interest of 96 million. Scenario 3, I assumed tunaweza ongeza watu wengine tuwe 1,000 people. Assume it's a membership of 1,000. And we do it for 5 years with 1,000, we shall have put aside 120 million in 5 years. 120 million. 120 million tukiwa naye sahi tuseme tumeingia bank kunegotiate for a deal to buy somewhere, hata vile unakaa ukiwa na 120 million sio hivi. No, unaingia wewe, unaenda unachukuliwa reception na manager wa bank, unaambiwa karibu, juu umemwambia we need to discuss about how we can invest 120 million that we have at. Yes, the one you are putting that your bank from last, we want now to think of it. Unaletwa na maji, unapagusiwa kiti, na hata wewe ukikaa hukai tu hivi ati kama mtu anaingia ikobe, uko na 120 million, si ndio? Na unaweka mguu wapi? Isn't this life, by the way? And it is only 5 years. Contributing just how much? Can you imagine? So these are not stories. It can be done, but the decision is yours. And with that, I come to the end of the program. Think about that, whether it would be worth for us to come together, have our own welfare that can be able to raise 120 million, 96 million, or 48 million within 5 months. Now, I return the mic to my chair to ask for questions, if any. Thank you so much.
Hello. Good morning. Nawaomba nafasi tupene nafasi ya 2 questions only so that our facilitator can answer. Itakuwa ni vizuri. First come. First one is there. The second one? Second person? She's there. We are done. Tukimaliza tutarudi tena, si ndio? So that you can also find time to talk to your wengine na pia umtafute, itakuwa ni vizuri. So, my brother, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Patrick Tuala, my name is, and I want to appreciate the presenter of the day, Dr. Wangombe. Thank you for such a very elaborative discussion. Mine is not a question, but rather a comment, or rather a challenge I want to throw to us, and more so to you. In the vision, the strategic plan that we have of 5 years, we have a very clear roadmap. What I have gathered today is that possibly we don't know where we are as a church, we don't know where we are, what are the measurable and the indicators that we need to undertake. And now that you have given us a challenge of 5 years, you have given us a challenge of our numbers, you have given us a challenge of a very small contribution. When are we starting the 1,000 shilling contribution? Thank you.
We can get the second question so that jibu zote. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this opportunity. On market dynamics, you've explained to us like when the business goes down, you can rise up, shake yourself, and move on. But it's easier said than done. There's an area or a time when you go get your stock, and the next minute, the prices shoot up. And for most business people, it becomes a challenge. Just if you could give some hints on how to manage that so that someone doesn't go into depression.
Wonderful. I want to take up that very fast. Wonderful. It's true. We are living in a situation we call VUCA. We are living in a situation called VUCA. Adika hivyo. VUCA. That's the life we are in. This is an environment of volatility. You have no control over that environment. It is an environment of uncertainty. That is the U. And it is a very complex environment. It's a very cost complex environments, and it is also very ambiguous. That is the starting point. Once you understand you live in VUCA, where it is volatile, where you have no control, where it is ambiguous, then the onus is on us as tradespeople, business people, to be alert. And that's why the essence of research all the time. Because it's so volatile, you don't have control. You wake up every morning, you find the price has gone. Not even the price, the preferences may change. Right now, the preference of a meeting, for example, openly like this, you know what has been a challenge. If you had halls and you get your money from those halls, it becomes an issue because the preference has changed. People are now meeting online. So how do you shade yourself with the changes? One of the things you need to be alert all the time in such scenario is to be doing your study all the time. There is some time you can hold before you enter into buying, and there is a time you know that you have bought and you have been found by that price when you already have the stock. So how much, I asked a question, how much are you able to hold the risk level of it? How much are you able to hold the failure of that? So keep yourself alert. And the moment now you also are drawn away by the pricing element, how ready are you to go back again? So if you are the kind of person that the price happen and the things change and then you go down into a cocoon, I can assure you the life is not changing. Remain alert with what is happening because we live in that situation of VUCA. I hope I've assisted. Do research all the time. Every time as you walk aloud, you are finding what is likely to change. Oh. VUCA. V-U-C-A. That is something you can even Google. V-U-C-A. That is volatility, uncertainty. Umepata hiyo? Complex. Hiyo umepata? And ambiguity. Hizo si majina gumugumu. Ambiguity is lack of clarity. Hakuna clarity. And life is very complex now. I think we are done. We can now get advice from her. Oh, it was the first one. When we are starting that one, I think they will answer. the organizers of the conveners of the meeting need to answer because you have already registered your names. The conveners of the meeting will answer when. Si bibi. Si dio. Hiyo nimetorokea.
Amen, amen, amen. Appreciate yourself, please, for coming. And as leadership, the organizers of the meeting, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for responding. Thank you so much, Mr. Ongombe, for responding to our call. And as we have said, normally it's good for you to know where this idea was born. The idea was born from the church. And applause to our mom. Praise the Lord. Having our vision, let us read our vision for the church. The church vision is? It begins with you. It begins with me, empowering my neighbor, empowering Africa and beyond. We are going beyond. Thank God because we are like, we are thinking of the world. Bwana sifiwe. You are not thinking of Kenya. We are not thinking of Utawala. We are thinking of Africa and beyond. I may not go so much into the details, but that was the vision that we are running with in the church as the department. And by God's grace, we came to find that as we were running with this vision in the ladies' ministry, we only realized that the men were also having the same vision. We give God all the glory. And it so happened, I may not say coincidentally, but by God's grace, the person we thought he could be able to enlighten us on this, the men's ministry, they also found the same thing. And we all ran to the same. So I believe it is the Holy Spirit was directing us. But one thing we should remember, the Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And because we have rejected knowledge, the story goes. Bwana sifiwe. But now we have the knowledge, we have the opportunity, we have been taught. The next meeting that we might be having might not be a training meeting, might be a commitment meeting. Bwana sifiwe. Because we are running with the vision. Thank you, Mr. Twala, for giving us the assurance that you have bought the idea. And the leadership is going to sit down together with the men and the youths. And maybe it might not be as open as this one. It might be for committed people. Bwana sifiwe. You register yourself, you come, you train, and we have an idea. The numbers he was giving, we might come together, have an idea put together, not one, not two, because we have resourceful people around, and then we project it and we do a strategic plan on it, on a paper. See, what can we be able to do? What can we make in those 5 million? Because as business, as we have been learning, the idea of just putting money sitting in the bank, you can imagine this, he's talking of 10 million or 5 million or 48 million in a year. I'm sure there's a banker here, there's somebody who has been like, hiyo yote mnaweka simu nipatie, ni transact nayo alafu ikifika hiyo 5 million mimi nitawarudishia. He will have made over 20 million from that. But why can't we come together? Because I am there to give that. You are there to give that. She's there to do the transaction. Our thinking is, by God's grace, soon and very soon, we are not going to train our children to look for jobs. We want to train our own accountants to handle our own things. We want to train children. We want our children to go to banking system so that we can use them. We want to take our children to college to serve our own. We want to create employment by ourselves, not the government to create employment for them. Bwana asifiwe. And then we are like, vijana, tuko na opportunities za kitu fulani. Can you, mtu aende kwa tourist business kwa sababu tuko na magari zimesimama na tunataka tourism iendelee. So, such a mind. Bwana asifiwe. So, the next, by God's grace, might be mind-blowing summit. We want to blow our minds. We want to get that thing out of you. We want to make it actualize. We want to make it use of it. Bwana asifiwe. Praise be to God. Nataka ni invite our men's leader akuja tusalimie na pia tuambie how it was. I believe we might not be able to do a postmortem here, but soon and very soon, by God's grace, we can come together, do a postmortem as we continue to do. Kindly, don't leave it to leadership. It's not a matter of the leader's issue. Whatever you have in that mind and you feel it is good to be fit here, with the door is open, come, approach anybody, tell that idea to somebody, we are going to make use of it. God bless you so much as I invite my brother Charles, and then from there we shall invite our mom. We call it a day, atumalizie, itakuwa ni vizuri, na tufanye breakfast yetu. God bless you so much. Thank you for coming.
Can you appreciate even better? Mine, I want to say that today I'm very, very happy because together with the chair lady of the ladies, we sat down, of course, under the direction of Mom and Pastor, and we had a vision to be able to conduct this particular business summit. And we called it Mounting Up Business Summit. And from where I sit, maybe we do a postmortem later on, we have been able to achieve more than 120% of the objective that we set. Can we clap for ourselves? We have basically surpassed. I think we looked at the attendance and we have basically met all the objectives that we wanted. And mine is basically to be able to say thank you. The first person I want to say thank you is God himself, because without God, we cannot be able to do anything. So I want to thank God for this match that he has brought us. The other thing, I want to thank the pastor together with Mom for having organized this particular one. I think it was the idea that we have a business meeting. And it came out because, as you know, actually we were supposed to hold this sometimes last year. And as you know, I think there's a time the government now prevented us from having these meetings in the church. We were just about to hold it, but we were told you cannot meet in church. The only any other meeting apart from Sunday, so it was suspended. So we had to suspend it. Now that things are opening up, so we said, let's take the first opportunity in this second month of the year before things go, let's organize it. So as you know, the pandemic has come with many things. Many people have lost jobs. Many businesses have gone down, as our presenter has ably put it. And we thought it was us as leaders that it is time to encourage our people. Because the church is not only there to celebrate with you in good times, but also in the challenges that are there. We are there to be able to encourage you. So that was part of the function of the church. So I want to thank God. I want to thank the pastor and the leadership of this church. And at the same time, I want to thank our presenter. Hasn't he done a good job? Can we clap for him? Dr. Wangombe, we salute you. Again, that's why I say that we have surpassed more than 120% of our objectives. The presenter was key in delivering that message. If he could not have delivered that message the way it came, in the temperature, in the speed, in the ambience that you got it, it could not have come any other better. And it was good to have somebody who is presenting. Unajua unaenda kwa mkutano ingine, mtu anasoma notes, ni kama anakusomea kitabu, ni kama Biblia. Lakini you can see him, he's prepared, anatoa tu kwa kichwa. Somebody who is able to teach a cabinet secretary. So unaona tumaletea mtu wa maana, mtu wa high quality. Nani anasema tumwalike tena siku ingine? Tutamwalika tena siku ingine. Na tena tulete mambo mazuri. So I want to thank you so much for that, and we really thank God for that. And again, we want to thank you, our attendees, the people who have come. Can you clap for yourself? Because without you, we could not have achieved our objective. Without you, this knowledge would have been shared, and it could have just been stuck somewhere in the air. But because you came, you have contributed to the big success of this particular business summit. So I want to really thank each and everybody who has been able to attend. I'm also aware that we are live, so we are not just only here, but we are quite a number of people, again, who are falling from home for one reason or the other. They could not be able to join us. They are from home there, and we are happy for that. The other person I want to thank is our caterer. Sitowapigia makofi hata kabla hatuja. Yeah, because at the end of the day, there are things that have to be kushughulikiwa. Nilienda kwa fellowship ingine, and one of the ladies was telling me, lazima tushughulikie mtu wa nini, mtu wa kati. We have to celebrate to a center, ili ya kwamba kusiwe na maporomoko. Usiposhughulikia mtu wa center, kutakuwa na maporomoko. So lazima tushughulikie huyu mtu wa kati, pia naye akuwe comfortable. Bwana asifiwe sana. So we want to thank you so much, and next time we'll be able to call another meeting, and I believe you'll be able to come. The other thing that has come from our presenter is the challenge that we need to make. These meetings are there, as he's ably put it, to change our mindset. The mindset is the most powerful tool that we have. So if we can be able to change our mind, and not only just be able to change our mind, but adopt something. Ile kitu ambaye tumejifunza hapa siku ya leo, ni kitu gani moja ama mbili unaweza enda kufanya. From today, I'm expecting that when we meet next time, we should not be the same people. We should have been changed from one form to the other. So let's be changed. And if we can be able to change, just adopt one or two things, not many. If you can adopt 5, well and good, but at least 1 or 2 things. So that next time we are meeting, each and every one of us is able to say that I've been able to change this area. I've been able to change this area. I've been able to assist somebody. That is what we want. And that's the kind of change and transformation that we want. If you are ever changing and ever learning and ever growing, that is what we really want in this church. So with those many remarks, I want us to be able to stand up, to be able to welcome our mom, to be able to come and say her remarks, and to be able to take us to the next level. Karibu sana mama. Tupigie makofi anapokuja.
Amen. You can sit down. Yeah, I want to take this opportunity to thank Daktari. Thank you so much for everything that we have been empowered, and our life will never be the same again, and especially those who are in business sectors and those who are ready to start business. I know there's some of us like me,
tulianza biashara ikaanguka. Hebu wale wameanza biashara ikaanguka. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've started business like 4 times, 5 times. Inapanda, inaanguka chini. Inapanda, unapanda, unafanya. Hakuna watu wamfanya biashara ikaanguka. You're not serious. So, me, I'm here and I'm raising. Even my 2 hands. Na kutereza sio kuanguka. Unaweza amuka tena. Ndio sababu tuko hapa. Amen. And we are here to be empowered by these great men. And we thank God for the gift that God has given us in Deliverance Church Ottawa. Let's celebrate Daktari again. Thank you so much, Daktari. That is so powerful. And God, may the Lord bless you. And I think that we need more of this. We need more time. And I think maybe Charles and our sister, our chair lady, I think we need to arrange that we have a seminar, like a seminar Saturday. Yani, to downloadiwe. Do you know starting a business is not easy? You have that fear in you. Mimi kusema kweli, fear iko. Na kitu kimoja tunajulizana ni ya kwamba nikifanya hii biashara itafaulu. Imagine that's the question you ask. And you are starting a business, unaenda unakopa loan, bado una fear. Unaenda kuanza biashara, bado una hiyo fear. Unaanza biashara iko, unaanza fear. Ukiona mteja mmoja anaingia, mwingine haingii, bado iko fear. Yaani daktari, uweke hiyo vitu ndani yetu. Tukienda kwanza hiyo biashara, tunaanza na ujasiri. Amen. I can imagine Deliverance Church Utawala. Sisi wote tukianza business hivi. Ile mjengo yetu tunataka kujenga the other side. Is it the school? Kweli kabisa. Do we need even pledges and what? Unauliza tu mchungaji, unahitaji pesa ngapi? The committee members in the our chair, the engineer. Unauliza mnataka pesa ngapi? We are here as business people and we can give that money for you. Amen. We do business like the Hindus, what they do. Wanaachanga inheritance mpaka kwa watoto wao. Ni sisi tu Afrika ambao tuachanga inheritance ya kwamba akizeeka mawazo sasa yamechapa, anaachia mtoto wake naye anaendelesha katika miaka mingine, naye mtoto wake anaachia mtoto wake mwingine. Yaani imagine business ambayo inaraniwa na mjukuu wa mjukuu na wa mjukuu huko, lakini yetu ya Kiafrika inaanzanga na mimi na inaisha na mimi mwenyewe. Ya kwamba baraka wangu na pendo na amani, they have nothing to learn from me. Ile nilianza ikakufia katikati nikaachana nayo. So many things that we need more of this. And tutauliza ruhusa kutoka kwa mchungaji wetu that give us another time, another day, at least quarterly. Mwaka huu. Why I was thinking about us having this business summit, like what our sister our cheerleader said, is that last year as ladies, tumekuwa tukideal na seminars zetu. Zimekuwa ni seminars za kiafya, their health. Kila mwaka tunafanya masuala ya health na kukula vizuri, health na kukula vizuri. Hapana, tushakula vizuri sasa. Tumekuwa health, now we are ready to do business. Unajua business inahitaji mtu ambaye ni mgonjwa. That's why we dealt with our health issues. Na kukula vizuri na mambo mengine yote. Now we are ready to do business as ladies in this church. And I learned this from last year. Ya kwamba during Corona time, you can imagine, everything shut down. And the first question that you ask, that can anybody do a business? And I believe yes. Unakumbuka last year kila mtu alitoa gari kwanza biashara ya kuuza matunda. Wengine hata hawajai kuwa na idea kufanya biashara yote, lakini magari yalikuwa yamejaa kila mahali, like this Utawala, as you go airways, as you come along this our road, watu walitoa magari kufanya biashara bila elimu ya biashara. Na je, tukipata hii elimu ya kufanya biashara, si tutafanya biashara zaidi watu wa Mungu? Si ndio? And we are ready to do this. So we thank God for giving us the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much. Celebrate yourself for coming. Thank you so much for coming. May the Lord God bless you as you go out there to do business. Ya kwamba Mungu akaweza kufanikisha biashara zenu katika jina la Yesu. I want to thank the media team. Thank you. Let's celebrate our media team. Thank you, media team. They were here at 6, before 6. That to make sure everything is okay, and our watu ambao wamepika chai yetu tunawa celebrate. Asanteni sana jamani, tu celebrate watu wa Mungu wametupikia chai. Lazima tupatie mwili pole. Baada ya biashara tunapatia mwili pole katika jina la Yesu Kristo. Amen.
Hi everyone. I hope you've had a fantastic time. And before the summit started, kuna karatasi nilipeana. I gave each and everyone a small paper. You were to write your expectations. And now that it is the end, you can just write if it was met or what else you would want more from it. And even your plans, you can even write your name because we already have your contacts. Then we can keep tutaongea na wewe to see if you are going on that direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, hii nyumba yetu haikosagi wageni. We have visitors. If you know you don't come from Utawala Deliverance Church, can you just raise our hands? I know you have 2 sisters. Imagine wadada wametoka kutoka Mombasa kuja katika business summit yetu. And I know we have them. Let's celebrate our sisters. Just raise up. They are from our church, Deliverance Church Mikindani. Thank you so much for coming. Najua mmepata kitu. Simpeleke huko Mikindani. Na Mungu wetu awabariki. And also we have other visitors. I can see we have visitors. Any other visitor? I've seen Julia. Julia is not a visitor, but is not from Deliverance Church Utawala. Thank you. We celebrate to any other visitors. Tunasema ndio dada yetu. Tusimameni wale visitors wako wote hapa jamani, tusimameni tu. Let's celebrate visitors from other churches. Thank you so much for coming. We celebrate you. You are great people. Mungu awabariki. Na abariki biashara zenu. Na zikue katika jina la Yesu Kristo. Amen. And that tells you, invite somebody next time. Usipate hii idea peke yako. Wewe enda kudownloadia mtu wewe peke yako. Invite somebody next time. As we are having this this business summit, just invite somebody. Usikue na uchoyo. Naambia wewe ni uchoyo. Usikue na uchoyo. Invite somebody. Amen. Now let's stand up. As we wind up and then we take our tea. Our tea is ready to na nafikiri tunapomalizia ningeomba watu ambao wako na seats za huko nyuma, watu ambao wako nyuma huko ndio wataanza ili tuweke orders. Watu ambao wako nyuma muende mnawe mikono, mahali tunaonyesha kunawa mikono, and then you are being served back there by our brothers and our sister, and then just rudi mkakai chini ili tufanye na orders, tusiende sisi wote kuweka mrorongo. And we have our pastors. Our pastors are here. Let's celebrate our pastors. Thank you so much, our pastors, for coming. And I will just invite one of us, Pastor David. Pastor David, kuja tumalizie kwa maombi.
Let us pray. Baba wetu ulimwenguni, tunakushukuru kwa sababu ya kutupatia wakati mzuri wa kuwa kwenye summit hii. Na umewadia wakati ambapo tunataka kunywa chai na hata kwenda kwenye shughuli zetu. Sasa siku ya leo tuomba asante. Ni katika jina la Yesu aliye Bwana Mungu atakushukuru. Amen.
Baba, tunaomba kwa ajili ya chai na kinywaji na mkate. Bwana Mungu, tunapokea kwa shukrani. Tunapoenda kula, Jehova Mungu wetu kafanya kazi ndani ya miili yetu. Kumbuka ambao hawana Jehova na ukaweza kuwapatia Mungu wetu. Na ni katika jina la Yesu ninaomba na kuamini. Tuseme amen. Amen. Tukimaliza kunywa chai, let's meet tomorrow at 7:30 first service and 10:30 in the second service. So let's start at the back. Wale wako huko nyuma, wale watebea huko kona, anzeni nyinyi. Na please tufanye haraka haraka.